My name is Brian Farrow. I'm a coastal engineer for Norfolk District Council. Here we're on a very warm day in Overstrand on the beach, and we're going to talk about the upcoming capital scheme for Overstrand. The defences here are in the region of 60 years old, been here a long time. These ones that we're going to look at were built in 1970, and essentially what has happened, the steel sheet piles that are at the toe of the defences have failed at either end. They've been corroded by sea action, and naturally steel fails. And what has happened is the seawater has gone under the defences, and in a couple of places we've got reflective cracks right up at promenade level. So these structures are not built in a single, they're built over time and all built on top of the old ones. This one here was built on top of what was the old timber structure, the old revetment. And some of the defences will go back to certainly the late 1900s and the early 20th century, and there was some added during the last war. So it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it looks uniform at the moment because it's been added to and made to look uniform. The scheme itself, we're going to use the compound that's just behind us here, and we will work the two ends. We've yet to talk to the successful contractor about his programme, but essentially we've got something like 120 metres of steel sheet piling to place at the two extreme ends. And roughly, I think the promenade is about 700 metres long, so we're doing 150 or so metres at one end and about the same at the other. And the cliffs at the back are in the region of 35-40 metres above, so there's a very steep cliff is being retained by the sea wall. So we're working at the two ends, and we'll be putting in new steel sheet piles in front of the old ones. The new ones will be 6 metres long, and they'll be placed round about 500 mil, half a metre in front of the old ones, and the gap between the two will be filled with concrete. Now, because we're on a beach and sand can come in, they will have to make sure the gap between the two is cleared. And believe it or not, new machinery now can suck sand out. So we can put a piece of machinery down, drive the piles, the next day tide will come in and go out. Perhaps might have dropped a metre of sand in there, who knows? And they'll have this big suction machine, draw that out, and then we can place new concrete in. So in theory it's simple, practice very difficult. Interestingly, on beaches, of course, you are limited by tidal works, and on average the best you can hope for would be, let's say in the summertime, maybe 5 hours a day between tides, but they will vary because it's week on, week off. 1 week high tide is midday, next week high tide is very early morning and the water's going away. So everything you do on beaches is very skillful and relies a lot on knowledge and local knowledge about how the tides react and what happens. In the summertime, the weather is generally much more clement. We get less of the depressions which cause the storms. So that's what we're hoping for. And this is urgent work.